Viewpoint are keen members of the BRE, and so we're keen to support the efforts of BRE to educate the industry better. But of course there is also an element of enlightened self-interest in this. So BIM, taken down to its most simplistic value, is about the digitisation of the construction industry, and Viewpoint are into data. We are common data environment providers, and as such, obviously, anything that we can do to help the industry on their journey towards a more digital world, and in particular we're keen on supporting some of the open non-proprietary structured formats like COBie and IFC. Anything that we can do to help the industry on that journey, we're keen to do. I think it's really patchy and varies enormously across the industry. I think we've got some providers who are now very well equipped, indeed some providers who are heading on towards some of the things that level 3 might become. But it is really patchy, and certainly as you look towards the supply chain and the subcontractors and suppliers and consultants, many of them are just starting their journey now. So I think there's a lot of effort to be put in to ensure that it's not just pockets of the industry that are becoming equipped with the necessary skills, but the industry as a whole. One of the things that we're keen to do is help the supply chain on that journey. So as well as being involved in efforts like this, Viewpoint are also working with Innovate UK on a project called Tier to Tier, which is about helping to equip some of the supply chain members with easier ways to communicate their data up to the common data environment, and indeed common data environments. There is an enormous amount of training that's required for the industry. I mean, you're talking, about hundreds of thousands of people needing to understand what BIM is at a high level, and then also get trained up with the specific skills for their job role. So those will be different depending on your role within the industry. So there's an enormous amount to be done there, and we do stuff like this, and we also have on our website a whole series of training videos, not just about our products, but about BIM in general. And indeed, I think a lot of the other parts of the industry are making similar efforts as well, and all of that's important. In all businesses, the businesses need to understand that there are training requirements to make the adoption of collaborative process and BIM more successful. I think it depends on the client. I think if you're now a government client, one of the 8 major government commissioning departments, you're probably well on the way with your journey, and you understand what it is that you're asking for. And as a client, if you're a government client, probably your main concern now is, am I getting what I've contracted my supply chain to give me? Then I think that clients who have a long-term interest in their assets they're on a journey to beginning to understand what it means to them to have whole life asset data. For many of them, that, I think quite sensibly, will be COBie or IFC. If you're a client who's a speculative developer, you possibly don't care about BIM that much at all at the moment. You just want the asset that you've commissioned. And so until that asset data becomes something that your potential purchaser or tenant requires themselves or wants themselves, I think possibly you'll just say, well, I'll leave it to the industry. If it's good for the industry to do, they'll do it anyway. It is different for each client, but they're all interested in making sure that the industry can give them what they want. I think the first thing is to realise is that no matter who you are, quite a bit of change is involved. And for change to work successfully, it needs to be led from the top of your business. So the first piece of advice I would give is get some involvement at board level. Get somebody to champion this change process from the top. Don't just give it to some poor minion further down the supply chain. The next thing is to understand what BIM means to your business. It's going to be very different if you're just supplying if you're a manufacturer supplying a few parts which are used in the construction industry, then possibly BIM to you might just be understanding that you need to provide COBie data on those few items. And I can go on through each role within the industry, and there are similar things that everybody has to learn, and different ways that BIM may affect and possibly transform your business. And then probably the most important of all is we've got a really great set of BIM standards in the UK. It's a collaborative process. Everybody needs to work to agreed ways of collaborating so that the information can be used seamlessly across the industry. So adopting the standards is vitally important.